Alright, so to begin making the medieval couture or elbow armor, you're going to need to download and print the paper pattern. You're going to need 5mm craft foam, or at least that's what the template was designed to use. You're going to need a craft knife or X-Acto knife, some scissors, some glue, and some Sharpies. Alright, so before we begin, what exactly is a couture? Well, a couture is the name for this type of medieval elbow armor. It would usually hang loose or hinge around the elbow and allowed for the user to keep their elbow protected, but also allow for some great flexibility. You can actually see me use this pattern in my Magique cosplay here. So to begin making it, you're going to cut out the paper patterns. You'll also need to cut out the little triangle marks on both A and B pieces. Then trace out each piece onto the foam. You'll also need to mark out the little triangles you cut out, as well as the piece names and the cutting guides. Those are the dots and lines that you see on the paper patterns. Once everything is traced out, you can cut the foam pieces out. Edges with line markers indicate that you need to cut away from the shape at about 45 degrees. This creates an extended face. Edges with dotted guides indicate that you need to cut into the shape at about 45 degrees. This creates an inverted face. Another marking you're going to see is this transitional mark, where you have an outward or inward cut right next to a straight line cut. This is signaling when one fluid motion go from an outward cut to a straight cut in one motion. The result is this outward cut to the straight in one smooth face. Alrighty, next you need to apply glue to both extended faces of the two A pieces here. Once the glue is cured, simply press them together. Then take all 4 B pieces and apply glue to each of the flat edges of each like this. Once the glue is cured, combine the 4 pieces into 2 B pieces. Okay, now we're going to apply glue to one inward cut edge of the A piece here, as well as on one of the B pieces, but only between the 2 triangle marks on the inside edge. Once the glue is cured, take piece B and pull it or pinch it together at the center like so. Then, making sure to line up the center pieces of pieces A and B, press piece B onto piece A. Then press piece B onto the rest of piece A, one half at a time, just like I do here. Alright, so this next part is going to take a lot of gluing, so I recommend you listen to the instructions first and then go ahead and do it. You're going to apply glue to the other side of piece A along the inward face, just like before. You're also now going to apply glue to the outward cut edges of B on either side of piece A. You'll also need to apply glue to the small tail edge of the piece B that we've attached to piece A. Okay. Now, with the loose piece B, apply glue along the entire bottom edge, including the outward cuts, and each tail edge piece. Once the glue is cured, using the same pinch method as before, begin pressing the last B piece onto piece A. Once you get to the extended cut of both B pieces, you're going to see them that kind of cross together. Simply pull them apart and press the two extended cut edges together like so. And you're going to do the same for the other side of the piece. Before we move on, just make sure you go onto what's going to be the inside of the couture and make sure that all the foam is glued together. You can see even on mine, there are still some gaps, so go ahead and pinch those together and make sure everything's bonded and meeting nicely. Finally, press the pair of tail edges together, and that completes the couture. As you can see, I hid the seams on either B pieces with some decoration, and then I used some foam to act like leather and googly eyes to act like rivets to make it look like that this piece of foam leather is what's holding the piece together somehow. Anyway, how you decide to decorate it is up to you, so have some fun. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more cosplay content.